Hello, guys. Welcome back to another gorgeous broadcast that we have for you on a Saturday. How are you, AJ? Are you doing okay?
Yeah, good. Still very, indecisive about what's going on in the market right now. It's really tough
Mm,
time at the moment, but we're going to get through it. We're going to show you all the information that we can give you, about what we think, is going to happen if it does this or if it does that, So we'll be getting into that in today's video.
absolutely. So, firstly, I want to talk about the decoupling, and also I'm going to drop in a little bit of information about Luna. It's not looking good, guys. That's all I'm going
No.
to say. But I'm going to start with the decoupling. So, let me just show you this. This is just an article, and it's on Bloomberg, and it is essentially saying that as stocks and bonds, they just skyrocketed last week. So it was pretty much everything went up apart from Bitcoin. So this is really showing a decoupling of, usually of Bitcoin and the stock market. And the reason why is usually what you have is you have Bitcoin and tech stocks traditionally seen as being in the same bucket. So the reason why people think this is that obviously tech stocks are quite risky and crypto is quite risky. And there's quite a high level of drawdown on a daily basis or weekly basis. So you can drop by quite a lot. And that's why some investors don't necessarily like it. And obviously during May, we had a 29% plunge, not good for Bitcoin. This is the Bitcoin and the NASDAQ chart. So this, as you can see here, whenever one goes up, the other one goes up as well. Obviously, Bitcoin is a little bit more exaggerated, should we say, just because it is a much smaller market in terms of market cap. But as we see some stabilization here and actually some uptick, we see that Bitcoin hasn't really done that. Now, it might be that we are just massively delayed and this is, a bit of an anomaly. And so we might see a bit of a push to the upside as we have here, but we're still not seeing that yet. And I don't think that we are going to see that for another at least couple of weeks. Now, it has, because of everything that's happened with Luna, everything that's happened with altcoins just dropping off, off the face of the earth, and also so many different hacks. In 2022, there was more amount of money taken from hacks than there was in 2020 and 2021 combined. So that's a bit crazy, and we're seeing a lot less faith in the crypto market right now. I definitely think we're going to recover from that. But this, I just wanted to show you, and I'm sure AJ will go into this in a little bit more detail. But just want to wrap up this week and quickly run into the Luna 2.0, we'll call it.
Could I add on to what you were saying just then? But this is where regulation comes in. This is where regulation comes in. A lot of trust has been lost in the market, but a little bit of regulation is what we're waiting for these people that haven't yet moved into the crypto space. They're a bit wary about it. Trust, regulation, that's where it's going to bring a bit more trust into the market. Too much regulation, I think that's bad. I think we can both agree on that. But a little bit of regulation, that will put trust in people who are not yet in the market, and that will hopefully bring them into the market.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you. And also just kind of adding on where people are being, potentially going to be brought into the market. You've got Sam Bankman-Fried, who's, the head of FTX.
Yeah.
He raised $2 billion and he's focusing on acquiring normal brokers so that it's not so much, he's going to be the one crypto guy, but he's going to have normal stockbrokers under his umbrella, which I think is then going to be able to introduce traditional stock traders to cryptos,
Yeah.
and I think that is a very, very good thing for the market. But yeah, just like you said, it's that adoption and that regulation that I think has to happen, because everyone, like you said, there is so much confidence taken out of this class.
Yeah.
And then just to kind of, I'm going to touch on this. The Terra Luna 2.0 launch by Do Kwon has gone live. So it's live, it's producing blocks, and we're seeing it play out. It's, I
was watching it go live this morning.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at this. This was posted an hour ago on Reddit. So the Luna 2.0, the Luna just dropped. Surprisingly, price is already crashing. As we speak, Luna V2 is trading at $6.10 from a high of $17. And they've put it actually really quite well. It's kind of expected because everyone who lost money in, the first Luna are trying to just, if they get anything from that drop, the airdrop, they're just going to obviously try and cash out and just immediately, get back some of their money. So it has launched. Personally, I mean, his name is Stablecoin. I don't believe too much in it kind of being stable.
To change that. He needs to change that, doesn't he?
I know. What was it? His like title is like Master of the Stablecoin, but he's failed twice now. Like you had one stablecoin that ended up depegging, and then you had Luna, which ended up depegging, and I just don't think that it's I don't think it's very good for the space. This is very much an example of something that is going to take confidence away from people,
definitely.
So we're going to see much more of that. But
definitely,
anyway.
And this morning I was actually considering trading this new Luna. Unfortunately, I couldn't because for obvious reasons they're not going to let you short it, which I was going to do. But yeah, I wouldn't advise trading this at all. But if there was a possibility of me being able to short it, I would have done so.
They just didn't let you short it.
Yeah, they didn't. They obviously they didn't. They didn't open it up to derivative markets, but that's understandable because I'm pretty sure every single leverage trader would have shorted it.
Yeah.
So,
but why not?
Yeah, pretty
it's like free money.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so and I see that there's a question. We'll come back to this in the end, but just quickly, I personally, I wouldn't trust them again.
No,
I know that's AJ's opinion as well, but
yeah.
Let's get into some technicals. I know there's so just to kind of tie this all together, what I was saying previously with regards to Bitcoin decoupling from the traditional markets. Traditional markets are now going up. They've had their best week, I think, since December 2020, I want to say. It's been like 2 years. It's the best week in like 2 years. But for crypto, it hasn't gone well, and we are lagging behind. And AJ's got some really nice, like bits of news and data that are going to show why we might have to be bearish for a little bit longer.
Yeah, and I've told you this all before, in previous live streams, what my targets are. I've got a few more charts for you here today, and also just more confidence in what I'm saying. Cointelegraph, they've posted here about analysts will be staying bearish until $45,000, and then they go on to say here around $45,000 to $47,000 range. That's exactly what I'm looking at as well. I'm not flipping bullish until we break that $47,000 level. $45,000, I would still be bearish because there's still a possibility that we can create that lower high, because as of right now, quickly we are making those lower highs and lower lows. So we are very bearish right now. And if we came up to $45,000, if we came all the way up there and saw a rejection, then we would still be creating those lower highs. So I am still bearish. So what I'm looking for is maybe another lower high, and then I want to find a higher low, and then to break a lower high for me to flip bullish, and that could be around the $40,000 level if we did come and make another lower high. But as of right now, for me to flip bullish, it has to be we have to break that $47,000 level. So at the moment, I'm sticking to my word. I'm still very, very bearish, and I'm pretty sure everyone in this market right now is very bearish. And somewhere here as well, they're talking about that around the $21,000 level is going to be a solid level of support, and they're talking about here that how they think that's going to be the bottom as well. That lines up with what I'm saying around that $22,000 level, this 200 MA that I have been talking about. We found support every time we've had that pullback. We found perfect support along this level. Yes, I think we can dip below it, but I think the weekly close will close around that $22,000, and yes, it's a moving average, so it is going to slightly move. I do also have this, symmetrical triangle or bear pendant, however we want to take it. As of right now, we have broken down. I am in a short on Bitcoin as of right now, but there is, some slight bullish news, and I'll get on to a bit more bearish news as well and a bit more bullish news in a minute. But as of right now, we are very, very bearish. We're still below, this support level here. I am short on Bitcoin. And the target is down at 25,000. The first target, I'm going to, if it does come down to 27,000, I'll start taking some profit there. But my main target is around $25,000. There also is that $17,000 target that I've talked about. If you missed the previous live shows, and you'll have to go back and look at them to see those targets. But there is some slight bullish news coming in with the Nasdaq increasing in price here. Right now, crypto is lagging behind a little bit. So if Bitcoin can catch up, maybe we can see some price action towards the upside. The Nasdaq, we have had around a 9% increase this week, which is good news. If Bitcoin is going to still stay correlated to the Nasdaq, then hopefully we'll see some more price action. But as of right now, we are just lagging behind on the Bitcoin charts. But yeah, as I said, there's a little bit of bullish news coming in on the hourly. So we have this descending channel as of right now. We're coming up to the resistance here. If we can break this, the price target is actually, let me just get that for you. The price target will be around $30,000. If we can hit that price target, if we do break to the upside, we hit that price target, then we will most likely, invalidate that $25,000 price target of Bitcoin, because we'll break back above this resistance on the 4 hour. If I show you here, we could just, wick up and then wick back down and maybe see another rejection. But we could, get a 4 hour close above this resistance. If we can do that, then it sort of invalidates that $25,000 Bitcoin, which then leads me to think that we could potentially hold. Let me just get the daily up for you. That we could potentially hold this major support level that I've been talking about. If we can, hold this level and bounce off it, then that's great news for Bitcoin. And then we can then start talking about coming up to this this resistance here on this this falling wedge here around that $35,000-$37,000 level. If we can bounce off this major support level here, that's where I'm looking for the price to come. So as of right now, all I'm waiting for is this blue level to be broken. Now there is some some news that can indicate that we can come down to $15,000. Now, if you've watched the previous streams, then I have given you a price target for, I can actually show you quickly, for $15,000, which is actually this head and shoulders that me and Ben mentioned in a previous video. This would give us a price target of approximately $15,000. That lines up with this chart perfectly. If you don't know where this chart is from, it's from wooble.com. And this is signaled in the past market tops and market bottoms. So you can see back in December 2017, this green line here we're looking at, it signaled the perfect top for Bitcoin. Back again in 2013, signaled the top perfectly. Back again in, when was this? 2011, it signaled the top perfectly. But what we are looking at as of right now is this pink line down here, this CVDD line. And you can see that this has signaled a bottom every time for Bitcoin. So you can see back in 2011, okay, we did actually find a bottom along here. Back in 2015, we found a bottom along there as well. We touched that pink line. Again in 2018, we touched that pink again, and then in 2020 we came very close to that level. Now, as of right now, that pink line sits at approximately $15,000, which lines up perfectly with this target here of this head and shoulders pattern. That lines up with that $15,000 target. So, we can't take, that target off the table, because it is very, very possible. Now, are we going to come down to that level? Potentially, if we break this major support level here, then there's a high possibility we will come down to that $22,000. And, you know, I've been saying that I don't expect we are going to break that $22,000 level on the weekly, but there is a chance, like we did back here, that we could, you know, wick below. You know, this wick below was about 27-28%. You know, if we wicked, you know, 27-28% below here, you know, this would roughly bring us to around 16,000, you know, $15,500, you know, and what is, you know, an extra 2%. So, you know, that is very possible for us to come down to $15,000 and still hold this $22,000 price, this $22,000 support level on the weekly. You know, it could just be a few days, you know, a couple of days, we just wick down there and then it gets bought straight back up, and then we hold this $22,000 price target, and then, you know, we see some more upside for there. But, you know, looking at some more charts here, this chart's really good. The NVT ratio, you know, it gives us an understanding of when the market is, you know, becoming overbought and oversold. So back here, you know, you could see the market became very overbought. You know, this was when we were back in all-time highs in 2013. We got signals that the market was, you know, getting very overbought, and we were in for a reversal. And that's exactly what we saw. You know, back again in 2017, you know, the NVT was telling us that we were getting over bought, and the market, you know, started to reverse again in when was this? This was in 2021. You know, the NVT started to signal to us that we were getting overbought. Okay, and then we did, you know, see that reversal. It also indicates sort of, you know, when it's a good time to buy. So when the market is getting oversold. Now, you know, every time we dip below this green line here on the MVT scale, you know, it has signaled a very, very good buying opportunity for Bitcoin. And, you know, we are very, very oversold as of right now. So this is signaling to us that, you know, it's a good time to buy Bitcoin. Now, does it signal, you know, where the bottom is going to be? No, it just, you know, says that this is a good sort of area to get into. But I do have another chart here, you know, which sort of signals to us when a bottom is coming in. Now, if we're looking at this dotted line along here, this is, you know, the one level on the scale. Every time we drop below this one level on the scale, you know, that has signaled a bottom for Bitcoin. So you can see back here, back in 2011, you know, this signaled the bottom perfectly, you know, and then we saw a massive increase in price, and then you saw the market get, you know, overbought, and then we saw those pullbacks. But again, in 2015, you know, the MVRV ratio, you know, was telling us that we are very oversold, you know, a good entry to get in. And exactly, you know, it was a good entry. And then we saw the price, we saw a massive increase in price. Again, you know, in 2019, you know, the MVRV ratio was telling us that we are oversold and it's a good time to get in. So you get in there and you see a nice increase in price. And this happened again in March 2020. As of right now, you know, we are very close to that one level. We are not under it yet. So this could signal to us that there is more downside. And, you know, that could take us down to $22,000. That could take us down to $15,000. So, you know, this is telling us that the bottom is, you know, the bottom is close, but it might not be in just yet. Now, there is a possibility that we don't come down to that one level. You know, we can, if we do find support along here. But, you know, what it's telling me right now is short term, there could be a little correction with this chart here, this 1 hour falling channel. There could be a little bit of a correction, maybe up to that $30,000 level. You know, I think a relief bounce is something we do need. But yeah, what all these charts are telling me, you know, in the bigger picture is that the likelihood of us coming down to, you know, my price targets of around $22,000 if we break this support level here is pretty high. And, you know, there is signals of, you know, the price coming down to 15,000 as well. So, you know, we cannot, you know, as much as I want to be bullish, and, you know, in the long term, I am very bullish, and I'm sure you are as well, Ben. But, you know, as of right now, I am extremely bearish. The only thing holding us up as of right now is this major support level here, this blue box that I've been talking about for a while now. That is the only thing that's holding us up right now. When we do break that, if we do break it, you know, the price coming down to 24,000 is pretty likely. Not much support there, so 22,000 is the next level I'm looking at. And, you know, below 30,000, is a great buying opportunity for me. So what I'm going to most likely be doing is, if we break this level, I am going to be starting to dollar cost average at $24,000. Going to put my first buy order at $24,000, second one at $22,000, and then I'm going to put a load under that as well. So I'm going to go $20,000, I'm going to go $17,000, and then $15,000. I'm going to try and get the best entry I can, because obviously we can't predict what the bottom is going to be. But on an average, I think the bottom is going to be around that $22,000 level. Yes, we can wick below it, but on the weekly, I don't think we're going to get a candle break below that level. So, as of right now, it's really indecisive. There's some indications that we could see some price action towards the upside, but the majority of the charts are telling me that we are going to go down.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's not looking great at all, and
No.
just like we said, everything has been in a recovery this week in the traditional markets, and just for Bitcoin, not so much, not at all, and I think it is like, it's part of what happened with Do Kwon. It's part of
definitely.
Like just complete lack of trust, and I think that's led to a bit of capitulation. Like I was showing a couple of days ago, the biggest whales, they're actually selling, and they're diversifying what different coins they have. So to be honest, it's I think it is a bit of capitulation. People are getting worried. We're only seeing red volume, selling volume. And I think as a result of that, it's really not good for the overall industry. And so, sorry, I was just going to quickly add on. Like, I think we're a couple of weeks behind the traditional markets. Like, I do genuinely think Q3 will be quite positive for crypto. I think we're close to the bottom, and I think we will see a bounce up, especially with positive news from the Fed. And once traditional markets get back on track, people are going to be wanting to get their yield from somewhere. And if they've already, if we've already seen a massive bounce in, the Nasdaq, then what's the next thing that you can invest in that's going to give you a high bounce that's currently down? After everything's recovered, it's going to be crypto, and I think that's where a lot of investors will go.
Yeah, and I think this is going to get bought up, extremely quickly by investors, by these big companies. If we do dip below, when we come down to $22,000, and even below that, like we have here, we came down, we wicked down around 27-28%, and that got bought up straight away. So I think we come down here, we are going to get bought up straight away, and then we can start seeing the price coming back up to 30k, back up to 40k, and then 50k, and then we could be talking about 60k, and then new all-time highs. So I think we do have to go through this period before we can see some more upside. So as of right now, I'm not too worried if the price comes down there. I think it's pretty healthy. Looking in the past, we've come down and tested this 200 MA. So I think testing it again is not a bad thing at all.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree. Perfect analysis. Thank you there, AJ.
That's okay.
So guys, we'll just do a quick Q&A. If you guys have any questions, make sure you drop your questions into the comment section, and we'll be happy to kind of go through any questions that you might have.
Do you guys think Luna will ever be trusted again? Personally, for me, no. I don't think I could do it again. And I was looking at just a second ago. I was looking at the new Luna, the new Luna launch, and that's down 70% already. So I'm staying away from that. It's not for me.
I think there are very high quality developers in there. They are good. It's not so much the community. It's just, I feel as though everyone had to pin this on somebody, and obviously you're going to pin it on the mastermind. If a company fails, you blame the CEO. If Luna fails, exactly. And everyone does need to have someone to blame, and Do Kwon is that guy. And given that he's got such a bad reputation, I'd say the best thing for him to do, if he genuinely wants Luna to be successful, is to walk away from it, because people don't trust Do Kwon. I don't think it's so much people don't trust the protocol because it's a new protocol. I just think that people don't trust Do Kwon, and as long as he's there, I would argue that we're only going to see like this. Luna 2.0 has had the worst start. You dropped 70% in a day. It's your first day, and you're already down 70%. Like that in itself puts like so much fear and doubt in people's minds.
Yeah.
But obviously there's a reason why. It's because people with the previous one, they get their airdrop and they're like, right, okay, let me kind of cash out, because Luna's been, or Luna Classic has kind of been like taken off of a lot of exchanges. I don't know if it's back on yet, but yeah, to think, oh, I'm going to buy into this after it's dropped 70% in one day, and it's the spawn of someone who crashed a stable coin. You have to be either really wealthy and you don't really care about your money, or very like you have quite a big tolerance to risk.
Yeah, I think this this new Terra might be quite appealing to traders as well, because I might even consider it as well. When the price starts to stabilize a little bit, maybe I'll see if I can trade it a little bit. But as I said, you can't actually short it, so it would only be longs. But if the price comes crashing down, I would expect to see a bounce off that. So it might be a good opportunity to trade it. I don't recommend it, but there might be a lot of traders trading it.
Yeah, and here's a question from Attila. We are planning to have a private group of our own. Yes, we will, and we'll be much more active on there throughout the day. But that has not come yet, so that's going to be part of our big reveal. So make sure that you stay tuned, because it's going to be a very good one. Lots of high quality content in there.
Yeah.
But if anyone else has a question, just throw that in the comments. If not, I want to say
smash that subscribe button and like the video, please. It helps us out a lot.
Absolutely. And make sure you follow us on Twitter as well. Twitter, bring this straight up. This along the bottom, Satoshi Society. Go check it out. Great content. We'll be posting a lot more frequently with kind of how these, we're talking about these plays in our video, but it's great to then go over onto Twitter and see when things get activated. That was the worst click. There you go. Just like so it's great to kind of see when things actually happen in the way that we kind of thought that they might do. Make sure that you follow us over on that. All right, well, without further ado, I will say good day to everybody. Hope you have a great weekend. Obviously it's Saturday worldwide, the global day off. So enjoy yourselves. Thank you for subscribing.
Have a good weekend.
And tuning in.
Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next video.
Take care, guys. All the best.